MMA Digest here with Joe Lauzon. So Joe, what have you been up to since your last fight?
I've been training. You know, I jacked up my shoulder a little bit my last fight, so I didn't want to rush into another fight camp. I wanted to make sure I gave my shoulder the time to recover and things like that. So just been busy training.
So it's been reported that you made $220,000 in bonuses over your last 4 fights. What have you done with the money?
Paid a lot of taxes. I actually bought a house last spring. So a lot of the money went there. I've been pretty good about my money though. I'm not super tight with my money, but I don't waste it in load either.
So a lot of lightweights are dropping down to 145. Would you ever consider going down to featherweight?
I fought at featherweight a couple times, but back then I was probably 10 pounds lighter, so I had a pretty tough cut. But I don't think I could ever do it now. I think I'm too heavy.
So Kurt Warburton, your next opponent. What are your thoughts on Kurt and that fight?
He's tough. He's only one in the UFC, but he had tough fights. He kind of seems like a grinder. He pushes. I think he's tall. He looks really strong. Good kickboxer. So I'm expecting a tough fight.
So coming off a loss, do you feel your motivation is at an all-time high right now?
Motivation's always at an all-time high coming off a loss. After I lost to Sam Stout, and then I trained like crazy, came in great. I was supposed to fight Terry Adam, but I fought Gilbert, had an amazing fight. But then, everything went perfect for me, so that sting wasn't there. And I thought I was in pretty good shape, but apparently I wasn't for the Sauteropoulos fight, so, but I'm definitely pushing hard.
Have you ever lost a fight because you were too confident or not confident enough?
I'm generally pretty confident. You know what I mean? I go for stuff. That's the number one thing that I do is I don't stall. I don't go slow. I always push hard. There's been times when I push too hard, too fast, but it's I don't think I've ever been too confident.
So Eddie Alvarez and also Gilbert Melendez, 2 top lightweights outside of the UFC. How do you think they do in the UFC?
It's tough to it's tough to tell until they're in there. You know what I mean? Nate Diaz has nothing but great things to say about Gilbert, so I'm sure he'd be right in there. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys come in.
And finally, Maynard Edgar 3. Who wins that fight?
That's gonna be a tough fight. You know what I mean? Like Gray started really, really strong in the last one and punched himself out a little bit. But Frankie recovered. Awesome. So it's gonna be tough to see. I think I'm gonna go with Frankie though. Because I'm all about the little guy winning. Speed kills.
Well, thanks a lot for your time, Joe.
Thank you.